Hey, what's up, Street Talks? Eric from the American Street Photography blog. So I just wanted to share with you this random idea I have about quantity over quality. So we've all been taught that, quality over quantity, blah, blah. But let me share with you a contrarian view that I personally have, where I think that maybe it's better for us to optimize for quantity rather than quality. So this is my basic thought. Generally in society, most of us tend to be perfectionists, which mean we tend to self-censor ourselves too much. We don't put stuff out there because we're afraid that it's not perfect and blah, blah. And the downside of that is this. We just end up doing nothing. Perfection paralyzes us. That's a pretty good notion. And so because this desire for perfection paralyzes us, we just end up doing nothing. And what do we end up doing? We end up pacifying ourselves with information and other stuff. So we read books, we watch movies, we listen to music, but we don't actually create things ourselves. And actually, I think life is so much better. The apex human being is the creator. And I think secretly, what all of us want is we want to create more. So how do we create more? I think the basic notion of being able to create more is for us to optimize for creating a lot rather than creating less. So let me just share with you some other practical ways we could think about this. Don't aim for perfection. Don't even aim for good anymore. Just make something, let it be raw, let it be unfiltered, and just kind of put it out there. Because my thought is this. If you have an idea or a thought or something that even has a 1% chance of helping empower someone else, essentially it's worth sharing or it's worth doing. I think the biggest problem is, once again, we tend to be perfectionists in society. And I think we tend to be perfectionists in society because we actually want to impress other people. So the reason why we want to make something so perfect and get it peer reviewed and stuff like that is because we're afraid that someone's going to be like, oh, that's bad, that's stupid, and end up criticizing or critiquing us. But actually, I think, once again, the best way for us to look at it is like children. Children like to create stuff. Like, they'll create a trillion drawings like in a day and not care to show it with anyone or ask for feedback, whatever. I think this notion of asking for feedback is something that we're taught as adults, which generally tends to be, I think, kind of a bad thing. But anyways, so talking more about this notion of asking for feedback is generally kind of not a good one always, because once again, we're always looking over our shoulder and it's like, oh, okay, do other people think this is good or bad? And essentially what ends up happening is we start to quantify our own self-worth and our own self-image or our own self-esteem based on other people's opinions. So I'm actually very lucky that, my mom was really good at pumping up my tires and making sure that I actually had a very strong, good ego. And I'm just like one of the lucky, fortunate few. But as my life has progressed, there's always people just trying to say, you're stupid, you're wrong, blah, blah, and there's always people trying to tear you down. And I think the reason why people do that is that most people have a low self-esteem and they have a little small ego. And in order to augment their own ego, they feel like they need to tear other people down. And so once again, people are, oh, you produce too much, you write too much, I can't keep up, whatever. But then I think when in doubt, aim for quantity rather than quality. And also the reason I like this notion is that, okay, let's assume we're all gonna live to be 120 years old in excellent health. Yo, that's a long time. So I'm kind of starting to become anti-Horace, where, Horace, the ancient Roman poet, is strike to aim for perfection, something that's gonna last for a trillion years. And now I'm just yo, I don't care. I'm just gonna keep creating stuff, keep sharing ideas that I'm personally interested in. And maybe this is the road to innovation. And realize that no idea is final. There's no sort of ultimate form of knowledge. There's no right or wrong. And to me, it's just kind of fun to just share ideas, to flesh things out, and just kind of treat every single work an art. Everything's in always beta mode. This is why we created Ars Beta, arsbeta.com. The notion that your artwork is always in beta testing mode. And I really think that this is such a great motivational, positive notion. And so when it comes to quantity over quality, publish a lot, share a lot, you know, create a lot. And so write a lot of blog posts, write a lot of poems, write a lot of whatever you want to do, make a lot of videos, share a lot. And the big thing is, don't worry so much to optimize for the algorithm to get maximal views or whatever, because you're just going to end up getting blue-balled. And I think maybe a better goal is for us to strive to constantly stream our ideas, our thoughts, our minds, and our souls and stuff like that, and to always find motivation and not to get discouraged, because I think discouragement is so easy in today's world. But anyways, when in doubt, aim for quantity over quality. And even in photography, art, and everything, just make a lot of stuff. You know, even in photography, you shoot 1 trillion photos, you're bound to get a few good ones, right? And maybe even think about like quantity, like our heartbeats, right? Your heart's beating all the time, you're breathing all the time, you're eating all the time, you're drinking coffee all the time. So let us be less concerned about perfection. Let's be less concerned about quality, because that's always subjective. Maybe let's just focus on quantity, making a lot of stuff, and just having fun while doing it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.